What is happening, Dolphins fans, and welcome to another episode of the Fins Tailgate with your host, El Capitan. And tonight, on a tailgate party that never seems to stop, we got the Philadelphia Eagles coming this Sunday. So we're going to do a little bit of game preview, a little bit of film study, take a look at their loss to the Jets. They did have some fumbles and some turnovers. We're going to look into that stuff and how the Jets defense really applied a lot of pressure in the trenches, but also how the Philadelphia Eagles kind of shot themselves in the foot a little bit. So hopefully we can get so lucky. But I don't know. They're going to be at home, and we're going to have to see. So, guys, make sure you're hitting the like button, subscribing if you're new, share the video, comment at the end of the video, help out the channel by doing those things, by sharing, commenting, and all that good stuff. And let's get right into this film study. So to start the game, the Jets got the ball, and after a short time of possessing it, the Eagles end up back with the football. On a drive in which Jalen Hurts and the Eagles offense get everybody involved, from Goddard at the tight end position to Swift to Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown. Everybody caught the ball. Everybody ran the ball. They end up finding themselves at the 3-yard line looking to punch it in. And now they don't really do on this Jalen Hurts rush for the end zone the tush push or the brotherly love touching, whatever the hell it is they call it. But I feel like the Eagles kind of got away with one on this one because technically it was a fumble recovered in the end zone by the offensive lineman. And I don't know, you guys tell me what you think in the comment section, but I feel like Jalen Hurts didn't fumble this ball and that the O lineman just kind of took it away from him at the end of the play. Look, I'll take that ball. I don't know. I mean, did he fumble it? Did the ball? I mean, if he fumbled it, like, was he fumbling it way out here? Like, what's going on? No, he's down. And I checked it from the other angle. You can't really see, but, like, this guy's grabbing it. And I don't know. Seems kind of nonsense. Feel like they got away with one. So now that the Eagles are up 7-0, the Jets get the ball back. And after a couple of short passes, they have their first run of the game that was of any substance out here to Dalvin Cook. No, another. It's 2nd and 8. He ends up getting the first down on this play. And I just kind of want to point out, because they bring motion across the screen here, and that causes this corner to have to kind of follow him a little bit, and it kind of clears up this outside bounce because it was an inside run. Linebackers come up and fill the gaps, and so Dalvin Cook does a good job bouncing it to the outside here. And I feel like if the timing was a little bit better on this play, the motion would have caused this guy to clear out long enough, but because it happened a little bit later than it should, this guy was able to come back and make the tackle on this play, which could have been, a much bigger play. And I'm going to look for the Dolphins, who do motion better than anybody in the NFL right now, to use something like this to clear out this running lane out here for a guy like Raheem Mostert, who has the speed that, let's face it, Dalvin Cook just doesn't have that right now. So let's watch this play. Here comes the motion right there. If the ball was snapped a little bit earlier, or if whatever, I don't know. But here now, this corner is coming back to the play, seeing the handoff. And now the linebackers are here filling up the inside, so Cook's going to bounce it. Does a decent job getting to his block, but also just a heads-up play by the corner who, this is Philadelphia's defense, and he comes up and makes a tackle. But they do end up picking up 8 yards here. So that'll bring up 1st and 10. Dalvin Cook with some good contact balance after. So after that, Dalvin Cook pick up the first down 8-yard run. They come in here with every tight end in the world in their formation down in the dirt. They're going to do a little play action pass. Eagles do a great job not letting it disturb them too much. The safety does come down here in the box to play, and they do bring a delayed blitz from the linebacker who ends up putting pressure in Zach Wilson's face. But all this formation is done right here by the Jets, which I know we're not scouting them, but might as well. We're going to face them sooner rather than later. They really wanted to get isolation out here to try to get, I believe that's Devontae Smith, or it's not Devontae Smith, excuse me. Oh my God, Wilson. That's going to come across right here and just work his way over the middle for the play action. And they do. They catch him for a 15-yard pickup. And, something that the Dolphins aren't going to run this type of formation right here, I don't think, but play action, boom. Now, again, just real quick to look on the delayed blitz, linebacker comes flying through there, and they'll send these delayed blitzes too. Boom, there he comes, pressure right in the face. Dalvin Cook does a good job picking him up, or Breece Hall, whoever was in there, and he gets slung down. So after having to settle for a field goal, the Eagles are now marching down the field on this one, and they're 3rd and 9 from the 47. So the Jets decide to bring their own blitz, and this causes to get pressure to Jalen Hurts out here in the backfield, who feels the pressure from everybody coming, corners, linebackers, everybody from this side. He ends up throwing off his back foot, makes a decent enough throw to the tight end here, and he just kind of looks away from the ball just long enough while the linebacker puts a hand on it. And off the deflection, the defensive lineman ends up coming up with the ball here. Now, you can't really depend on plays like this, but this is just, because of the blitz, the relentlessness, a little bit of the confusion. Here comes everybody on that side. Boom, right there. And then there's the deflection. I mean, you can see Jalen throws off his back foot. Not a terrible throw. Puts it right where the tight end needs to be. But he looks away to take his eye off the ball to look to defend himself, while the linebacker doesn't take his eye off the ball, pops it out. And this guy all the way over here ends up catching the ball. There it is, popped out. Boink, right into his hands. Heads up play by the defender there. So after the turnover, Philadelphia defense feels like they need to make a play. They watch the other defense make a play. They got to make a play. And this guy in particular, the outside pass rusher here, or defensive end, just shows that he's got 4 hands down. Looks like he's going to bull rush the left tackle here, but just swipes him and takes the inside lane and gets a decent tackle for loss on Breece Hall, who was going to be trying to get to the outside or at least bounce it to the inside here. And just watch the relentlessness on this play. Look. Just a hand swipe quick, too. Look at that hand swipe. Boom. Little bit of a grab there, too. Totally got embarrassed. Could have got a flag on that one. I'll tell you what, if Breece Hall would have bounced this all the way out, probably would have got a flag. But he doesn't. Just runs through the holding and just makes a tackle for loss. So right after the tackle for loss on the run, which puts him at 2nd and 12, the defensive end again has all four down and does come with the bull rush this time on the tackle, which is, a wise move. You swipe him once, go on inside, so now you hit him with the bull rush, and he just going to force him all the way back into the pocket where Zach Wilson is. Kind of forcing Zach Wilson to step up, who saw green grass and real estate and figured, hey, it's 2nd and 12. Maybe I can get some of these yards back. But the outside linebacker is playing all the way down here, ends up getting locked up with the right tackle and does a great job keeping his eye on the quarterback and gets parallel with the line of scrimmage, and they end up getting a sack on this one, and this will kill this play pretty much. Kill this drive anyhow. Here comes the motion. Boom. Gets a nice punch, too. But again, look at his feet. Bad technique. While this guy's outside, your feet are close together. That is not what you want a left tackle to do. But again, these guys are hard. They're fighting hard. Now, look, this guy pulling double duties, watching the running back who's blocking in this formation, trying to make sure, hey, is he going to roll out here to the flat and I got to get him? Do I have to step forward and get in the throwing lane? But no, he notices that, okay, he's blocking. I can go back to playing the quarterback. This guy brings in the bull rush, and then he's able to come back and make the tackle. Just this is what you get with the D-line here from Philadelphia. A lot of relentless playing. And here we go. Zach Wilson steps up, never sees him coming, and gets a little bit of punishment. So after the Jets end up turning it over on downs, going for it ill-advised on a fourth down, yeah, they were kind of out of field goal range. It was 4th and 5, and, whatever. Anyhow, it's 2nd and 9 for Philadelphia at about midfield, and they're getting ready to really make them pay. So A.J. Brown out here, who is it has man-to-man coverage, who plays a little bit off man as he comes down. He knows he has inside safety help, but A.J. Brown just does a great job coming out, breaking down here. Jalen Hurts has plenty of time in the pocket because the Jets only bring 4, and he finds him across the middle. And here's where A.J. Brown is, still an elite wide receiver, top-tier wide receiver for anybody who don't know. He's big, strong, and fast, and you're going to see all that on display in this play because he breaks 2 tackles and then bounces this to the outside. Watch this play right quick. So again, they only bring 4. Leave everybody back in zone. Boom. Now the Dolphins play a lot of zone. Now, some arm tackles, some missed tackles here, and something I worry about with the Dolphins tackling downfield. It's been a problem for the last few years. And if you tackle like this to a big guy like A.J. Brown, if you're going to play this zone, people need to do a better job and make sure that, hey, tight. Boom. I mean, what are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? Everybody got to get to the ball quickly because watch what happens. Catches it, boom. Takes it right upfield. Makes the first guy miss, second guy miss, and now you're in trouble. Breaks it to the outside. Guy's a blocker downfield and gets it all the way down to about the 3-yard line. So 2nd goal from the 9. Jets had good penetration from about the 3 or 4 yard line and ended up getting a loss of 6 on a run. But that doesn't deter the Eagles from sticking with their running backs, and they love to use DeAndre Swift and company out of the passing game. And they're just going to take him and roll him out, come underneath, and just make a nice, easy pass across the middle, and hopefully he can punch it in, which he does. More poor tackling here. I hate when guys don't wrap up and they try to throw a shoulder into somebody. When a running back's a big dude, you ain't really thinking about, you don't want to wrap up or let him blow through you. Hopefully you knock him down with the shoulder, and it just doesn't work. And DeAndre Swift bounces off some Tyler. There he goes, running around, sits right in the middle, and there's that zone again. There's that zone right there. And although the tacklers came up in time, boom, 2, 3. Jalen Hurts hits him right as he's breaking a route, and a great catch by a running back. So Dolphins need to watch this guy downfield. He will catch the football if it's thrown to him. So the Jets on this play, get a little bit of razzle-dazzle and have a nice little pitch run coming here. So Zach Wilson's going to fake the handoff to the running back coming up, and I'm not too certain who this is, but he comes back around, and he's going to pitch it to him. He's going to use his speed, cut up field, and pick up a nice gain for this from the 39-yard line, getting out about a good 18-yard pickup on this one. And this is something that I'm hoping the Dolphins, I know the Dolphins, I've seen them implement this stuff. This be the Tyreek Hill roll, catch him with his speed coming down the side, especially after gouging you with some runs with Raheem, hopefully. And the Eagles kind of get sucked up on the run, and the Jets are able to use their speed to the outside on this play. So right there, fakes the run. Now I want to just show you where the linebackers now having an aggressive defense is great, but this is the type of stuff when you let your linebackers play aggressive. Watch as the ball is being faked the handoff. Already both linebackers are coming to fill gaps, which is their job in a run game. But tight end who came back this way is going to come back out to block, and it's going to be a fake to the run and then around. There goes the tight end getting out to block, going to block this guy. Takes it to the inside, and now you got your outside blocking that you're looking for. You got some offensive linemen downfield, and this is a play if the runner was just a little bit more patient. Oh, no, he was patient enough. He got behind his blocking and took it downfield. Nice pickup on that. So this was a decent play call. After getting the linebackers sucked up, now everybody's playing a little bit leery. So they got man-to-man on the outside. You got guys accounting here and here for this bunch formation a little bit. But the linebackers, they're going to drop into zone, and everyone's going to do their part in coverage, which is going to allow just a nice, easy dump-off pass for Zach Wilson and a great pickup to the running back after the run after catch. And the Dolphins are going to need to take this sometimes. Coverage is going to be deep. You're going to put your weapons pushing everybody down and just take the underneath stuff and let your playmakers make plays at times. I think the Dolphins offense is a lot more tricky than this, but I'm not opposed to a little bit of bread and butter. I mean, this is just an easy little check down. And look at the yardage picked up. Boom. One man to beat, beats him, gets to the outside, and now all of a sudden you're in the red zone. So after that nice run, couple of okay passes, but not good enough to be catchable. A little off-target throws from Zach Wilson here. Forces them in 3rd and long from the 18. After putting together a nice run and a nice little dump-off pass, trying to push the ball down the field, Zach Wilson not able to get the job done. And now the Eagles are able to do what they want to do, and that's put pressure on the quarterback because it's 3rd and long from the 18, and they have to go empty set to try to push this ball down the field, and they end up taking a sack on this one because the Eagles bring 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, middle linebacker here coming straight up the gut, and they're just going to go 5-on-5 and try to beat you. And they can with their personnel a lot of the time, especially when you need enough time to get the ball 10 yards downfield or in the end zone. And this is what the Dolphins need to avoid 3rd and long, because this is what they will do. And Zach Wilson ends up taking the sack on here, and they'll have to settle for a field goal. So 2nd and 1 from the 34, and this is just a nice little simple play here. You got 2 wide receivers out in front that are going to set blocking for Goddard, who's going to get in on a little screen pass out here, and he's going to be able to pick up the first down on an easy 2nd and 1. So here it is, just a little screen play. Boom. Blocker gets out there. He got a little bit of real estate to run. Jets put a nice lick on him, but not after he picks up the first down. Boom. So now 1st and 10 from the 47. And this is where the Eagles, continue to kind of shoot themselves in the foot a little bit here. And just a nice heads-up play by the linebacker who puts a hat on the ball and causes a fumble here. out of the shotgun, single back to his right. Ball is snapped. Jalen has enough time, just puts a little check down here to the running back, and the linebacker here is going to come up. Boom. Just puts his forearm on the ball. Ball comes flying out, and scooped up by number 56, who's got butterfingers, getting all excited, thinking, oh my God, I'm going to scoop and score this thing. Almost drops it, but ends up recovering it anyhow. But yeah, the Eagles shoot themselves in the foot, which didn't help them in any way. So the Jets end up having to settle for a field goal before the half after shooting themselves in the foot a couple times too. A couple of incomplete passes and some penalties on that drive from short field. The Eagles come out. They have the ball in the third quarter. It's 2nd and 15, and the center Kelsey, who rarely makes kind of an error here, gets a little bit stuck between a rock and a hard place, and they essentially have the defensive tackles both do the A and B gaps. So he ends up helping on this here, but on the delayed rush, a little bit of shake and bake from the other defensive tackle ends up forcing Kelsey to try to have to block two guys and pressure from the outsides, and they end up getting the sack on this one. Just on a play where it's 2nd and long, they're probably going to end up passing. They bring, the D tackles up the gut and the outsides in. Jalen Hurts, who hasn't ran in a little bit at this point. Right here, boom, inside A and B, boom, and everyone converges on him for a sack. Not going to see that all too often, but hey, Dolphins can turn it up and do that with Zach Sealer and Christian Wilkins, I think so. And, using our pass rushers on the outside, we should come away with some sacks too, especially on a 2nd and 3rd and long. So after the Eagles had to punt, Jets are all the way pinned back deep at about the 6-yard line, 7-yard line. And they kind of, on 1st and 10 here, the Philadelphia defense kind of sells out that it's going to be a run. They've got some extra blockers in over here. They're expecting it to be a run to this side. They kind of sell out and just leave this man on an island. Now, Zach Wilson never even does play action, what obviously didn't call for it, but, looks out to his left first. But if he would have been able to if Zach Wilson can get better at this, he'd be a decent quarterback. And Tua, I know, will notice that they end up moving to a single high safety because this safety comes down into the box here. That would mean either Waddle or Hills out here on the outside on man-to-man coverage, which the Eagles are going to play man-to-man. They're not going to play press man sometimes. Maybe they will, but I'll be interested to see how they play against Waddle and Hill on the outsides and something like this, where you're backed up on your goal line, show and run, but actually pass. Dolphins do this often. So if they end up doing this, watch on this play. Boom. They bring the safety down. This one out to single high. If they're going to go single high safety to sell out for the run, Tua's going to play action pass, even if it is a run. And look, already taking the outside lane. I mean, if he's looking to this target and sees that he has the inside, he immediately needs to see out here and take that shot and throw it. But again, Zach Wilson still trying to get better. And if that's Tyreek Hill catching a great catch too. I mean, Zach Wilson kind of puts it a little bit late, so it causes it to go behind. He has to go up and grab it. Great catch. But yeah, hopefully the Dolphins can look to capitalize on stuff like that too on the outsides. If the Eagles are going to get bold and play man-to-man, and, we should be able to capitalize. I know Tua will. Although the Jets ended up picking up a couple of yards more on that play after that big gain from deep from outside their red zone, they ended up having to punt. Now it's a bit of a position/defensive battle here late in the game. Eagles are backed up in their end zone pretty much too. They're at the 7-yard line. And the Jets here, they kind of do what the Eagles do, playing run. Even though the Eagles aren't in max protection. They're just going with 5 guys. It's going to be an easy handoff out this way, and the safety's just going to come flying down the field and make a tackle for loss, which ends up, putting him at a disadvantage, 2nd and long. And they were able to pick up 7 after this play, but not before they end up having to punt. So heads up defense again with some nice defensive linemen right off the snap, jumping on the inside lanes. Look at this. Although they pulled the guard out here, this guy's chasing around in a circle. Allows the safety to come up and make the tackle for a loss right there, which hurts them. And they'll end up having to punt on this play too. So after the Jets defense forces the Philadelphia Eagles to punt, the Jets offense comes back out. A couple of short passes, some short runs after getting decent field position, having them backed up to their end zone and on the punting. Now find themselves in the red zone at the 8-yard line, 2nd and 5. And so they're going to do a little play action rollout. Wilson's going to go this way. It's going to be play action to the strong side of the formation. They'll bring a little bit of motion, try to clear some guys out. It doesn't really work. All of the linebackers and everybody bite down on the run, but this outside pass rusher, Key, keeps containment, does his duty, doesn't get caught peeking, doesn't, overcommit, try to make a play, does his job, and Zach Wilson on the rollout ends up getting sacked for a big-time loss, which forces them to take their 4th field goal of the game. Roll out, boom, puts them way away from where they need to be on a 3rd and long, and that'll force them to end up missing it on 3rd down and having to take a field goal. So now with the Jets only down by 2 points, I'm sure Jalen Hurts and the Eagles offensive play callers are feeling like, hey, we're in a bit of a dogfight. Another touchdown could pretty much put this game out of reach. Points are hard to come by. They're on the 42-yard line, 1st and 10, and I feel like Jalen kind of tries to force one here. A.J. Brown's going to come across here with a little low drag route. Well, everyone else is going to move down across here. And I feel like he just gets caught staring at his wide receiver and really wants to force it to A.J. Brown, who the linebacker ends up getting deep on the formation, and there's good coverage. So this pass, if he would have thrown it there, probably could have got intercepted. But meanwhile, he never feels the outside pass rush coming his way, who ends up getting a hand on it. Ball gets deflected, and the Jets come up with the ball again for Jalen Hurts' 2nd interception on the day. So, again, I want you to look at, there goes A.J. He's got time. Ball should have been, I don't know, maybe it's a route concept thing because this is a long developing route. Maybe he could have laid it out here, but I don't think that's the pass he's going for. I think he's thinking, hey, here's going to clear out the coverage. I'm going to put it out here to this is a matchup I like. I got Brown on friggin' a linebacker. I'm going to try to flick it out here. But watch as he goes to wind up. As he goes to wind up, this guy's already coming over. This guy's coming over. But the ball ends up getting deflected, and I believe he gets the interception. Let's see. It's just a crazy deflection. Yeah, boom. Ends up flying all the way out there and picked off. His 2nd on the day. He gets up with a 3rd one that costs them the game pretty much. Here's what the Eagles do. Offense is struggling. Defense needs to turn it up. It's a bit of a coverage sack. But the relentlessness from both of the outside pass rushers, the defensive end and the outside linebacker, coming this way, Zach Wilson just never feels them, and just fighting and never giving up on the play. Once Zach Wilson does eventually feel the outside linebacker, tries to step up and ends up stepping right into the defensive end on this play. Bit of a coverage sack because he was back there for a while. You'll see. Turns around, play action, sets up. Bad blocking by the running back who sat on his heels and didn't meet contact. He's sitting here. You need to come out and meet this guy, but he didn't, which then allows the pressure to end up and mount here. And meanwhile, this guy's just got relentlessness. Now they got double teams on both inside guys. Linebackers are coming up, waiting to see if the running back's going to run the ball, and he has nowhere to run. Needs to make this pass. Who's open? Nobody knows. I'm guessing this guy's open coming across formation, but linebackers played back. Almost gets the ball swiped right here, which could have been, probably a fumble. But meanwhile, bam, finna come your way. Boom. And so the Eagles defense gets 6-yard sack, helping out their offense after they turn over the ball. So after the sack, the Jets couldn't recover, end up having to punt the ball, and now the Eagles have marched back down to the Jets' 15-yard line, looking to score. On this play, it's 3rd and 6. Jets are showing blitz. They've got linebackers showing up inside the A and B gap here, looking like they're going to come in and try to just overwhelm them in this play. But right as the ball's being snapped, both linebackers are going to come back into coverage and pick up the crossing routes, which is what Jalen is going to look for here on this play. Jalen notices that it's not there. Looks like he's going to try to turn up, but the pass rush by all 4 down defensive linemen just a little bit, because when you show guys in A and B gaps, notice the guards are all talking, they're listening, who's picking up who, causes them to free, which then allows the pass rush to put pressure and get this sack on Jalen, which then puts them at about only like a 37, 38-yard field goal try after this sack right here and for the kicker, and he ends up missing this. So again, not just turnovers and things of that nature, penalties by both teams, a little bit of an ugly game, but they can everybody gets their piece to shoot them, to put them in a bad position, missing a chip shot field goal, which would have essentially put them up by 6. So now after the missed field goal, defense needs to come up, make a stop. Linebackers are going to be showing not a blitz, but they know that this is a run right here. They're anticipating a run with the extra blockers from the tight ends. Breece Hall's going to look to get the ball, but immediately both linebackers are going to come down and close up these gaps, while the defensive lineman gets parallel here and goes across and is able to make this tackle for a 2-yard loss, which hurts the Jets. Good gap scheme, good filling. If they call run defense and they think you're going to run, it's 2nd and 5. Everything's on the table. They commit. They don't play around. They think run. Look, you don't know. Zach Wilson could be faking that handoff. But no. Here comes the guy looking to fill. But they notice the guard pulling. But again, that could be a fake as well. Boom. Now being 3rd and 7 after the 2-yard loss, the Eagles only bring 4, and here's what they can do: get wide on the formation, and they've got playmakers on the inside and on the outside. And this is just a great pursuit by the pass rusher here, and they're going to sack and kill this drive for the Jets and give their offense a chance to put this game away. So here it comes. Nothing fancy on this one. Little chip block over here, picking up. Really got away with hands to the face again. Left tackle on the Jets loves putting his hands in somebody's face, but the right tackle just whiffs using his speed and causes the sack and just kills this drive. So it's 3rd and 9 now. Philadelphia trying to do something. Their defense has been coming up, just stopping the Jets' offense. They need to make a play, put this game away, get out of here. It's been an ugly day for everybody, and it's 3rd and 9 from the 46. They need to cross midfield. After missing a field goal, they just everybody's had their part. Now the Jets are showing blitz. Everybody's loading the box, looking like they're going to bring a couple of guys. So I don't know what happens to Jalen on this play. Did he think everybody was coming? I don't know, but this this is just he just stares down his tight end who's going to come across here, and now one of these guys who's sitting down here in the box just slowly drifts back, and now it's double coverage, and he just tries to force it to the tight end in double coverage here. I mean, it wasn't pressured, had a little bit of time, protection was okay, um, and the Jets corner just jumps the route and intercepts this football. A little bit of a return on this one as well. Jalen missing a tackle all the way back and then brought down inside the 6-yard line. And finally, the battle between defenses and stops, and one's making the sacks and the run stuffs while the other's making the turnovers. And the Jets will end up scoring on this now, 1st and goal from about the 5, and that'll be the game. So after a Breece Hall 8-yard touchdown run, the Jets go up and go for a 2-point conversion and put the game, and put the game away. Now, after watching the film, I don't know if it was so much what the Jets did, at times. I saw some bad plays by the quarterback in Jalen, and it was an off night. He's not a bad quarterback, but Dolphins fans can't count on 4 turnovers from the Philadelphia Eagles. Certainly not in their house. So there is some things I saw that I think we can exploit. I know that our offense is far and away more dynamic, and just our play design as well, to give Philadelphia something to look at. I'm hoping the defense can do a little bit of what the Jets did as far as the D line, moving around 4. But we'll get into this a little bit more. Make sure to get in on the conversations with the other shows, and we'll talk a little bit more about it. Keep updated with the channel. We'll be, letting you guys know on injury reports, all that good stuff. Guys, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, share this video, leave a comment at the end of the video. Let me know what you guys think about the matchup coming up with the Eagles. What do the Dolphins got to do? What can't they do to get a victory? And let me know what you guys think, and we'll see you guys next time. Fins up.